Nah, it's not you, Bernie. Nah.
Hello, Jim. How are you? Oh,
Good, how are you?
fine. Last time I saw it was in Cruise to the Edge in Miami.
Okay, yeah. Oh, thank you very much.
So can I put the first question?
Sure.
Tonight, a beautiful wedding between prog rock and hard rock will take place here in Colmar. How do you explain that these two musical ways were able to survive against a new generation?
Because it's great music. It's timeless. I think prog rock. You can't label what generation it's for or what decade it was from. It's timeless. It's a timeless art form, I think. It reaches all kinds of demographics. So it'll be here for a long time.
But do you agree that now we are faced to a new generation?
We are, and what we have to try and do is like be prog ambassadors and try and keep it alive because the bands and the audiences are getting older and older. We have to introduce the new audience to it, or the genre will fade away, and we can't let that happen.
We've gone through a lot of generations.
I know.
Yes, a lot of generations.
Well, at our shows, you see younger and younger people coming because they get brainwashed by their parents. So and they bring them to the show, and then they come by themselves after they get introduced to it. And so that's part of it also.
Okay.
Seems to find that it's a competition between generations, but maybe not.
I don't think it's competition. It's just different styles of music that come out, and it's always been like that.
And young musicians can ask you advice?
Sure, yeah.
There's a lot of younger people coming to the shows recently. And, you see them in the audience, and they know all the music, maybe through their parents or whatever, but they're very curious about. They ask us all kinds of questions about what it's like to start in prog and that. What's the secret to longevity? And so yeah, it's encouraging to see that there are younger generations coming up and interested in prog. So, like I said, we've got to try and keep the genre alive as best we can.
Yeah, playing music, right? I mean, a lot of it's sequenced and programmed nowadays, new stuff with dance and all that stuff, which is cool. But back to the playing thing, it's good to see bands actually play music.
Right. Real human beings playing real instruments.
Yeah.
Did things change a lot since 3 years for you?
Well, there was COVID, so yeah, things changed, and
What way?
now all the shows that have been postponed. We've now been doing them all at once now, so it's things have changed and things are going great.
So is it better to get back on stage
Oh,
after
yeah.
this?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, we love it.
We've always been a live band. We love being in the studio and creating new, but we can't wait to get back on tour and get on stage. Not so much get back on tour. But,
So I think as a live stage band, it was very difficult for you these years.
The what?
These years were very difficult for you as a live stage band.
Oh, in the COVID years?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We were actually, as a live band, yes, it was frustrating, but we were lucky because we worked on the last album, which was a kind of revisit to already existing songs. So being locked down, it worked for us because we were all at home and we just had to reinvent our own personal parts. Doing a new album together, you have to be together in the studio working on the songs, but this allowed us to be at home. And we were quarantined, but we were there able to record the album that way, so we were lucky.
How many concerts since 3 years?
How many concerts in those years? None.
Zero.
We
just started this year.
Yeah.
We started in June.
And this one is
This June, last month. Yeah.
Well, we did the Cruise to the Edge in May,
Right.
and then right after the Cruise to the Edge, we played in Puerto Rico. So, and then we came over here.
The name of your tour is A Night to Remember tour. What do you want to share to remember with the audience?
I want people to remember that they had a good time. I just want my idea excuse me, a successful concert is when everybody leaves the venue, the band, the promoter, the audience, the people, the staff, everybody leaves feeling good with a smile on their face. That's a successful concert and a night to remember, hopefully.
Have you any memories from your last venue in Colmar in 2011?
I remember sitting right here doing a press conference. And I remember
Same questions too. It's great.
I remember the audience being amazing.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
That was a fabulous gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We loved it.
2011.
Yeah.
Like it was yesterday.
Michael,
Yes, sir.
you are engaged in project.
Yes.
Can you explain to us how this idea came about?
It was the drummer Jonathan Mover's idea. He wanted to put together a band of sort of prog veterans, as it were, and it's you can call it cover band. It's not really cover. We're not like a tribute band doing one tribute to one band. It's a tribute to the genre. We're doing like late '70s, early prog, Genesis, King Crimson, Yes. And it's a fun project. And
It's a sort of tribute to this.
It is to the genre, yeah, not to any particular band, but to again, it's promoting the genre of prog, progressive rock to a new audience, hopefully. But,
Oh, it's a great project
it's
because
fun. It's a lot of fun.
all the musicians are great.
They're pretty good.
Will this have an impact on your life within Saga?
No, Saga is a priority. So I just fit in those shows whenever we can, but this is the priority. It will remain so.
So I think the first shows it's next October.
We'll see. I mean, right now it's up in the air. Jonathan recently had a bit of an injury that he has to get over, but we'll see. Like I say, it's we take it one day at a time. This is the priority. Saga comes first and foremost.
Are we still going to see you in Cruise to the Edge in Miami?
If they ask us back again, yeah. Usually we don't do 2 years in a row. They don't like to have the same bands 2 years in a row. So,
Yeah, skip a year.
yeah.
Tonight you will play before Deep Purple.
Yes.
Do you know each other?
We've already done one show with them on this tour. Was it last Saturday?
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's a good combination. I think it's a good package. Similar audience.
And tonight, what kind of iconic titles can we expect?
Iconic titles, all the ones you
Like Humble Stands?
Of course,
or-
of course, of course. I mean, we only have 1 hour to do. It's difficult to trim all of our material down into 1 hour, as you can imagine. So there'll be the classics, of course.
And also, can we expect a drum solo like the Transit LP?
Not particularly that one, but there'll be some kind of drum.
But we can
there will be
expect one.
there will be a drum moment. Yes.
And also, Jim, from your last album,
The last album was mainly acoustic, so they're like Michael said, they're reimagined versions of our old songs. So no, we won't be doing that.
According to you, what makes you different from the other rock band? What makes Saga different?
Him.
Okay, good answer.
Didn't hear that. What?
What makes us different from other bands?
Yeah.
Him.
Well, I mean, we started this band and we created this style. It's progressive rock, but we have our own sound, you know, and that's just because of the writers and who we are, you know. We didn't really follow anybody else. We just made up the music as we composed it, heard it, and it turned out to be its own animal.
Pretty much it.
Yeah, I think the difference is that we fall into this kind of gray area where we're not quite progressive enough for the pure progressive fans, and not quite hard rock enough for those hard rock fans. We blended the two, so we've got this kind of this gray area in between where we attract a little bit of both. So, and not as far as I know, there's not a lot of bands, if any, that do that kind of combination. So it makes it different.
But still happy to see that through all those years you're still not bored.
No, not at all. We live for performing live. That's the payoff for us. We love going on stage.
The only boring part is sitting on an airplane for 8 hours or at an
Or an
airport.
airport for
That's
10.
the boring part.
Yeah, just give me the show.
Yeah.
Plane,
You get all
Beam
the
me
rest
up.
of the stuff.
After COVID, who wants to retire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're okay with sitting around, that's
Yeah,
fine.
if
but-
that was a preview of retirement, no, thank you.
No thanks.
Now that we can have fun,
Yeah.
let's have it.
We're not. Yeah, we're not ready for retirement at all.
Nah.
Not even close.
Anything else?
I think so. For me, it's okay. I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, you're
Thanks a
welcome.
lot.
Thanks a lot. Have a
Thank you.
good time.
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Thanks a lot.
And enjoy it.
Thanks.